WANGMANYU from China.
Well, WANGMANYU emerges from the tunnel, through the smoke, out under the bright lights of the Infinity Arena. This expectant crowd have already been treated to an all-Chinese matchup between Liang Jingkun and Lin Gaoyuan. And now they'll firmly be behind WANGMANYU, the world number 2, who faces Cheng Tong-juan in this round of 16. As ever, it's a best of 5 games, first to 11 points, and a player must win by 2 clear points to take the game. It's the world number 2 versus the world number 51. WANGMANYU leads the head-to-head. They met recently. They've met twice in recent times. They met just last month at the Singapore Smash. That one went the way of WANGMANYU, 3-1 in the round of 32. And they met before that outside of WTT at the Summer Olympic Games in Paris. And that one also went the way of WANGMANYU in straight games. WANGMANYU wins the toss. The 23-year-old, 26-year-old rather. And sitting alongside me for this one, Adam Bobrow. Welcome along, Adam. And this is such a treat again to see such high-quality action. The world number 2 following on from that all-Chinese clash. And it's just an incredible atmosphere in this arena ahead of this one.
It's quite special, no doubt about it. We're in the heart of China, and Chongqing brings so much energy. It's a fan zone everywhere around the stadium, inside and out. You can't go anywhere without seeing some paraphernalia. Table tennis runs in the veins of these fans, and at 26 years old, WANGMANYU has taken some big titles. You saw 6 of them there before. Here are 3, her best champions results. Budapest, the European Summer Series in 2022, Macau 2023, and Frankfurt 2024. A champion's champion, you could say.
Absolutely. WANGMANYU as well, convincing in her opening match, defeated Adriana Diaz of Puerto Rico in straight games to set up this clash against Cheng Tong-juan. And there's a look at the world number 51, still in search of her first WTT title. And she came through her first round match against Brit Elam, dispatching the Dutch number 1 3-1. Well, second time they've met on the WTT tour. Do you think, Adam, that the Chinese Taipei player has what it takes to challenge WANGMANYU today?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I know she has what it takes. The question is, will she be able to bring it? WANGMANYU, the strong favorite, but Cheng Tong-juan has been very strong in recent history, surprisingly so. An understated player. She plays risky play. And the fan vote here, 71% behind WANGMANYU. The Islander with 29%. Cast your votes at worldtabletennis.com or the WTT app. It's really amazing for the Chinese Taipei team, so many young women. And I know 23 is sort of mid-range in terms of the East Asian ages. The lifespan of any individual sort of depends on where they're playing. The Chinese Taipei team is so young. Malin will be watching on, and on the other side it'll be Wang Qing for Cheng Tong-juan.
Well, WANGMANYU, of course, last year's beaten finalist, played in a thrilling final against Sun Yingsha. She'll be hoping to get a deep run at this tournament, almost ready to go here in this round of 16.
1-love. Love 2.
Tight serve, the idea is right. Tong-juan trying to keep it short, shallow just behind on the forehand side.
1-2.
Service game strong. Jen with a pendulum, low to the net, half long.
Three-one.
Right now, they're both working out their receive game, knowing how strong the third ball attacks are of the opponent and how important that touch game is.
2-4.
Good rotation on this one. Chen getting that extra backspin there, using the backhand. Steps around a little bit. You could see that follow through to get a bit more racket speed and brush on the ball.
Good work with the backhand from the world number 2.
Yeah, covers the middle there, leans, and then as soon as she regains her balance, creates the opening wide.
5-3.
It's great pressure, great attacking play from Wang Manyu. Moves 4 points ahead. And what do you think, Adam, is going to be the game plan for Chen Tongjuan?
Well, I think she's going to have to be quite unpredictable, bring out some surprises on serve. And here tries with a parallel early in the rally, but I think surprises all around, playing some high-risk shots, taking some chances. Both of these players know what the most likely shot is to come back. And they have to use that to their advantage to do something else. It's amazing to me how she stands toe-to-toe in some of these mid-distance rallies. She's won her fair share of points, generates a lot of spin with barely any backswing. Chen Tongjuan there, keeping that racket high. Barely any racket drop until she earns herself a slower ball to really take a backswing on. To remember, Wang Manyu's in wonderful form. In a continental event, just beat the world number 1 Sun Ying-sha 4-0. You can say that. So when you're world number 2 and you've got that on your resume, it's not too shabby.
Well, 6 of the last 8 points have gone the way of Wang Manyu. And she wraps up the opener 11 points to 4. Great start for the world number 2. And you were saying she beat Sun Ying-sha, world number 1, in straight games. And that's a real psychological edge, isn't it, for Wang Manyu coming into this event where Sun Ying-sha is defending champion.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be confident, but she knows on any given day there's a reason there's someone in front of her in the world rankings. It's game 1 here and game 2 to follow.
Well, here's a look at the champions for the past 6 months. You can see Wang Manyu, champion in Fukuoka, champion in Frankfurt. Can she make her hat trick here in Chongqing? Sun Ying-sha, champion in Singapore last month, champion in the China Smash and defending champion. That's a real rivalry at the top of the world standings.
Yeah, it's strong, especially with Kwai Man in the mix. We've seen her recently. Both Wang Manyu and Kwai Man looking for their 3rd Roll of Honor portrait. For Xia Xia, it would be number 4. At least in addition to the last 6 months.
Second game, Jian to serve, love 4. Love 1. Love. Back. 2 love. love. One, 3.
It's a good confidence boosting point for Chen. That's her first one on the board with WANGMANYU serving well.
Yeah, nice parallel shot there to play the short side. Doesn't have to go for power, plays spin and placement. Oh, but this one on the short side, the step around WANGMANYU for a taller player to get that far around and pivot. The shuffle of the feet so quick and explosive with this forehand. No defense, no time.
4-2.
Good fortune there for CHUAN-WTT. WANGMANYU so strong on serve. Huge success rate for her on serve at around 80%.
And I think to myself about what Chongqing is doing well, and what makes her, I'd say, very well prepared in some senses, is that she plays the efficient game and waits for her opportunity.
2-6.
With the variation, though, that WANGMANYU's been bringing in recent points, it's just tougher to sort of pick up on the patterns and be prepared. In case being world number 2 and just having power and consistency wasn't enough.
And of course, there's that aura that being at the top of the standings brings as well. Playing a player like WANGMANYU in front of this noisy home crowd as well. It's a really tough task.
I think the longer the players are in the game, the more that sort of starry-eyed feeling wears off. People become people, and you realize, you know what? I've got to show up for work, even if my opponent's going to win 13 of the last 16 points at any given moment.
9-2.
But a good kick here, second bounce, jumping, top and side spin to extend the lead for the world number 2.
Brings up 8 game points, going down the diagonal with a super quick forehand.
Yeah, followed her serve really well, sets it up nicely.
3-10.
WANGMANYU has her first game point saved.
Second game to 1.
Can't save the second, and WANGMANYU convincing in the opening 2 games. Chongqing unable to get a look in against last year's beaten finalist. Just too good. Game 3. Can Chongqing get a look in this must-win game, Adam? But I suspect not, given that WANGMANYU is barely out of first gear.
Well, it would definitely be a surprise to many, but we've seen more dominant starts to a match turned around. Finlu put up a good fight in his third after somewhat similar scoreline. A little bit tighter in the first 2. Really took his opponent, Liang Jingquin, to the wire in game 3.
Love 1.
We were just looking back, I think the match before this, Lin Gaoyuan and Liang Jingquin, last time they played, there was a little smash back to that. 11-1 for Lin Gaoyuan in the first game, and he was beaten 4-2. So while the first two games definitely set the tone and history helps us predict the future, as long as we're keeping score, there's still a chance. I think in general for the underdog, there's this common strategy of take your chances. You've got nothing to lose, shorter rallies. It's okay if you miss on a serve here and there. Try some trickier serves. If you play the standard serve, you can expect the standard response from, well, the world number 2.
Stomp of the feet in frustration for WANGMANYU.
Little head scratch of confusion to go with it after. This ball's high, but it's uncomfortable. High backhands, again, unless you're Jorgen Persson. Few are so comfortable with balls that sit up on the backhand side, would prefer to step around where they can.
WANGMANYU spins in celebration.
Yeah, this was quite extended here after a lot of passive play on Chen's side. Racket high, covers the middle with the forehand, soft spin, and then goes for the big counter. But WANGMANYU, when she's got the time, she's got the power, no doubt about it.
4-0.
I like this, a long serve to test it out. Something like the bottle challenge, deep into the body on the backhand side. Service game strong.
Five-4.
Variation in the spin game on the push. Chongqing has been mixing it up very well. Holds the racket loosely when she contacts for the push, just so she has more wrist flexibility. Little fortune off the net there early, but makes sure to take advantage, stay in control at this point. There's the net, and it earns the higher shot, so she steps around.
Oh, what a shot that was from WANGMANYU.
Yeah, it's an excellent read, whether it's peripheral, a little bit of height on this serve, a little bit more than Chongqing would normally put on. But looking for the baseline, bottle challenge, hoping that maybe WANGMANYU would be moving in and have to lean back for that. But WANGMANYU, patient, is able to react instead of guess ahead of time.
Some real power from the racket of WANGMANYU to restore her lead.
I'm up.
The timeout here after being up 6-5. We have to remember, for Chongqing, this is already double the score of what she got last game. And it's 1 point between them as she talks to Coach Wang Qin.
Here's a little look at one of the earlier rallies between this pair. And some real moments of quality from last year's beaten finalist. It's a rally from the second game, and we were particularly impressed, Adam, with the way she shifted and took the step around.
Yeah, in the women's game, it's so fast. And just just like in the men's and women's game, hitting to the elbow first is one way to get your opponent off balance, to get them leaning, to set up a follow-up shot that's untouchable. And the women's game, again, is so fast, closer to the table in general, so they're going to be pinpointing that middle, abbreviated strokes. And Chongqing was able to lean and get the forehand out from a shot that would have been quite uncomfortable on either side. And a little fortune here for the player who climbs her way back in and took the timeout. Still a long way to go in this one, but a tight low push stays right behind the net. So Shaila.
Another really exhilarating rally between this pair. WANGMANYU restores her lead. But this is impressive stuff from Chongqing. She's got more points in this third game than she has in the match in total. 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 7 now in the third. Growing in confidence as the match wears on. And like you say, Adam, it's players will go hell for leather when they've got nothing to lose.
Leather.
9-7.
Despite coming out of the timeout and getting her first point, the next 2 serves here. WANGMANYU on the receive, breaking both of them, so she gets the serves back for a chance to serve out the match.
That's 3 game points for WANGMANYU. This to seal her place in the quarterfinals.
Good placement on this one. Chongqing leaves it wide and shallow on the backhand side. Just deep enough to get an opening attack, but a very uncomfortable one for a forehand. Again, either side of the racket would have been tough in this moment. Hanging on, saving a match point out of the third towel break. It's 2 more for WANGMANYU, but now she's on receive.
That's the second of 3 match points saved. Great resilience from the world number 51.
In the same rally, she saved some big shots, but in crucial moments here, a bit of fortune in the effort. There was no shortage of it. Tied up now at deuce in game number 3. Alternating serves every point until one player has a 2-point lead to take the game. If it's WANGMANYU, it's the match.
10-11.
That point, number 4 for WANGMANYU.
Watch how much spin she gets there. Racket way behind the leg. Comes into it with a lot of racket speed, not too much follow through to stay ready.
10-11.
Chongqing goes long. WANGMANYU wraps up the win in straight games through to the quarterfinals. She will play the winner of the match between Miwa Harimoto and Bernadette Soch. That's taking place later on. China's world number 2 looking good indeed as she makes her way through this draw.
Yeah, I'll be quite interested to see a lot of eyes on WANGMANYU after becoming world champion in 2021 and winning the finals in Fukuoka at the end of last year. And as we know, just in the last 2 weeks, it's been incredible to shut down Sun Ying Xia. But here, a tight